Whoa! Well, howdy. My name is Lou Bolton. I've written a book called Smoky Mountain Jack Tales of Winter and Old Christmas. 9 of the stories are Christmas, but there are 12 bonus tales. I'd like to read you one of those stories now. Jack and the 3 Axes. Once upon a time ago, could I hear that echoed, please? Once upon a time ago, in the Smoky Mountains, there lived a feller named Jack. Little Jack had 2 lazy older brothers, Will and Tom. They stayed together in a cabin in the woods. These 3, being poor of pocket and needing feeding, decided to chop some trees to sell some wood to make some money. Early next morning, Little Jack got his special pole axe and asked his brothers if they were ready to clear some timber. Will was lying in bed and lying when he said he didn't feel good and wouldn't go today. Tom was lying in bed and lying when he said his head hurt and couldn't go no way. So Jack went out to the woods by himself and started chopping on a tree. Hack, hack, hack. It was hard work. His hands hurt, his back ached, but he chopped and didn't stop until he reared back with the olden axe and had an accident. The pole axe slipped out of his hands and it flipped into the river. Splash! Poor Jack didn't know where it was in that wide water. He didn't want to lose it and didn't know what to do. I'll tell you no lie. What Little Jack did? He up and cried. Oh, what am I gonna do? Boo-hoo! I got no axe to chop no tree, to sell no wood, to make no money. And my brothers will call me names like Butterfingers and Wood for Brains and never trust me with an axe again. What am I gonna do? Jack said, I might as well jump in the river with the axe. But Little Jack didn't need to. Something arose from the river holding an axe. It was a water sprite. She had long moss green hair, doorknob eyes like a frog, with flippy floppy ears for paddling. And she was holding up a silver axe. My name is Mercuriki, said she. Jack, is this your silver axe? He wished it was, but had no desire to be a liar. So Jack said, no. Mercuriki dove down, did she, and returned, holding up a golden axe. Jack, is this your golden axe? He wished it was, but had no desire to be a liar. So Jack said, no. Mercuriki dove down, did she, and returned, holding up an olden axe with an oaken handle. Jack, is this your special axe? He smiled and said, yes, it is. Said, thank you, Mercuriki. And he took the axe, the one that had chopped down the bean tree. Then the water sprite reached under the water, did she, and pulled up the silver axe in one hand and the golden axe in the other. For not lying to me, Jack was told, I'm going to give you 2 axes, one of silver and one of gold. Tell you no lie, Jack was so surprised he could barely speak to thank Mercuricky. What can I do for you?" asked Jack. "If you please," said Mercuricky, "keep the river clean. Keep the trees green." Then she dove down into the water, flapped her flippy-floppy ears, and swam away. It was getting dark by that time, so little Jack, he went back home. Showed Will and Tom the gold and silver axes. Of course, they wanted to know how he got them. "A water sprite give them to me," said he. "You see, I accidentally dropped my axe in the water and cried like rain, I did." The next morning, Will was feeling pert for certain sure, and went to the wood with his olden axe. Directly, he threw it into the river, splash, and pretended to cry, "Boo-hoo-hoo!" Mercuricky arose from the water, did she, and was holding up a silver axe. "Is this your axe, Will?" He desired and wished it was, and being a liar, Will said, "Yeah, give it to me." So Mercuricky gave the axe to Will, did she, flapped her flippy-floppy ears, and swam away. Turning around to go back home, Will tripped, and the silver axe slipped out of his hand and flipped into the river. Splash! He jumped in after it without thinking and started sinking in his heavy boots. Will sank and was sunk like a drunken skunk. When Will didn't come home, Tom cussed and fussed, said his selfish brother had silver and gold and had run off to town to drown in drink. He was partly right, don't you think? The next morning, Tom was feeling pert for certain sure, and went to the woods with his olden axe. Directly, he threw it into the river, splash, and pretended to cry, "Boo-hoo-hoo!" Mercuricky came out of the water, did she, and was holding up a golden axe. "Is this your axe, Tom?" He desired and wished it was, and being a liar, Tom said, "Yeah, give it to me." So Mercuricky gave the axe to Tom, did she, flapped her flippy-floppy ears, and swam away. Hurrying along the path back home, Tom tripped, and the golden axe slipped out of his hand and flipped into the air. He looked up to see where it went. Spush! He got a splitting headache. The next morning, Jack went out to look for his brothers. He found Tom on the ground, all bled out, red. Downriver, he finally found Will, all washed up, dead. Needing to get wood for coffins, Jack used his silver axe to chop down a tree with only one lick. Hack! There was enough wood for both coffins, a new cabin, and split-rail fences. He used the golden axe to chop down another tree with only one lick. Hack! There was enough wood to build a barn, a spring house, a smoke house, and an outhouse with 2 sitting holes. Plus, there was enough leftover wood to burn for the rest of Jack's life. So he never had to chop down another tree. On one piece of board, which he hung over the fireplace, Jack carved this saying, did he? "It is better not to desire silver and gold, I'm told, than it is to be a liar." And if you ask me, Jack was telling no lie. Jack and the Three Axes. Hope you enjoyed that story from Smoky Mountain Jack Tales of Winter and Old Christmas. Now this is based on an Aesop fable called Mercury and the Woodsman. You can read it here at the library, or you can look it up online